Hi everyone, welcome to another live stream. As you can see, today we are picking or discussing who we think is going to be the major champions of 2021. That just is mad in my head right now to think that we're in 2021 and we haven't we had the Masters last year and we didn't have an Open, we didn't have a USPGA, we didn't have all these other majors. So for me, I'm looking forward to this year. It's going to be a stonking year. The first place I want to start with Jamie Oliver's question. We're going to start there. But let's read out the world's top 10 right now. I remember when I was a kid growing up watching golf, there was a point at which Tiger didn't play for an entire year and he was still world number one. Right now, you cannot go a week without playing or potentially 2 weeks without playing or gathering some points somewhere. If certain people play well or win, they're going to overtake you at world number one. Okay, so we have Dustin Johnson at number one, John Ram number two, Justin Thomas number three, Xander Schauffele number four, Hatton number five, Morikawa 7. We then have McIlroy 8, Patrick Cantley 9, Webb Simpson 10, and then Bryson bringing it up there as well. That's crazy, isn't it? That is the world's top golfers right now. So many people in and around that area, all capable of winning. And in my opinion, like the top 50 are all capable of winning. Okay, so let's start with Jamie Oliver's question. So his question was around, I'm going to try and see it here so I can unpin mine question here, then I'll be able to see it. Just taking it up that space. So his question was around, hi, Alex. I want to hear your opinion on Jordan Spieth. Since he is my favorite besides Tiger and his short game is magic, his short game is pure. Really, really good player. So my opinion on Jordan Spieth is the fact that when he first came on the scene, he was like God. His long game has never been amazing or up there with like the best players in the world, but his putting was unbelievable. His putting was a joke. And I mean a joke, like his hole inputs left, right, and center. And then he started looking at the hole and all these other aspects. My opinion on Jordan Spieth is I think he's back. I don't think he ever really went anywhere. I think his putting just wasn't as good as what he had. And he was riding the crest of the wave of a purple patch for a long time. And as a good player, that and no matter if you're God at golf or not, that is going to come to an end in the end. We can't ride that crest of the wave forever. We've got to think, right, okay, well, that's potentially going to end. So let's start by discussing the Masters because that's the first on our radar, and we're probably only about 48 days away from watching the Masters. Guys, if you just started tuning in right now, get in those comments. Who do we think is going to be the winner of the Masters this year? Masters winner this year. It's a toughie. It's a real toughie because if you go back to the world's top 10 here right now, and I'll bring that back up, Rory McIlroy's got to be a favourite. If you took out all that thing of Rory messing up in the back nine when he had the lead, if it never happened, I think a lot of people would say, yeah, he's odds on, probably win. Can you look past Dustin? I mean, he's pretty unspeakable, untouchable right now. But part of me thinks the winner, I mean, dream would be for either Hatton or McIlroy to win as a European, obviously. But in my opinion, I think we're sort of looking at possibly Bryson. I wouldn't mind Bryson winning, obviously. I think Bryson or Dustin are probably the two favourites right now that are going to win the Masters. But get in those comments down below. Let's see what you think on that front. Okay, so Tiger for the Masters. Neil, Tiger for the Masters. I mean, that's a bold shout. That's a bold shout. I was reading the other day that he'd just come back. He's had some more surgery. They were saying it's nothing to really worry about. It's not something that's as bad as it has been before. I can't see Tiger. I'm going to have to say no. I can't see Tiger at all. Masters, Bryson, Steve, you're sharing my opinion there. Reed, Jamie. I mean, that's going to split some opinion there, Jamie, after all that's happened this year with Reed. I know he's a past champion and he will have some good memories there. But if we think about what's happened in the last few years, I mean, if there's fans there, will the fans get under his skin? There's all these permutations that if we have fans back with him, then potentially, he might get some abuse. No, not abuse like a football match, but a bit of scrutiny from the crowd. Other one here, Jordan. Jamie Oliver thinks Jordan. Dennis Patrick Cantley's been playing amazing. Yeah, he has. Like, if you look at him over his rise over the last few weeks and the last few years, he's crept himself into the world's top 10. And if you don't really follow the PGA Tour closely and you're just someone who will follow the European Tour, he potentially wouldn't even be on your radar. Yet he's inside the world's top 10. That's crazy. I think that's crazy. And that just shows the strength and depth of what you've got right now. I mean, to think, Louis Oosthuizen down in 26th. Justin Rose down in 35th. Lee Westwood still got a chance. Shane Lowry, Open champion. Tiger Woods down in 48th. Matt Wallace down in 54th. Now, Jason Day, former world number 1. Now, in my opinion, right now, I think there has never been a place where throughout any of the tours, there has been strength and depth. Like, there's so many golfers who are capable of winning. The European Tour proves that. The PGA Tour proves that. And then leading that into kind of like what the Ryder Cup's going to be like this year, there's going to be so many golfers that are going to be throwing themselves into the mix, whether it's a captain's pick, whether it's actually earning their points and getting in there. Wow. Patrick Cantley is really good. Jamie Oliver saying Joe Gunt, Masters Green, someone putting with more like Ram. Yeah, I think Ram's got to be a big favourite for most people. But the question is, if you were going to put a bet on, who would you put your pound on? Who would you put your pound on with your friends at the golf club? Who would that be on? Because that is what really matters right now. So I'm going to go, everybody, write this down and see if I get it right. I can't really see past Bryson. I think he's going to win. I know he started off poorly in, last year's Masters, the Masters that we had in November time. But I can't really see past him right now. That is my opinion. So let me know what you think. Okay, let's go on to the next one. The Open Championship this year. We didn't have one last year. So Shane Lowry's going to be, I think, the reigning, the golfer of the year, the champion golfer of the year right now. Who is your favorite for this one? Now, in the past, kind of, I guess all the American golfers or the golfers who play quite a lot of their golf on the PGA Tour have been in a situation where if the weather's bad, they find it hard to perform. They find it hard to play. But I think this is going to be, I can't see past Dustin Johnson here. I think you look at someone like Bryson's going to probably struggle if it gets too windy because his game is about hitting it a long way and potentially not working the ball in the wind. Andy Cummings, Rose, Dennis, Bryson is more likely to miss the cut than win. Dennis, are we talking, what are we talking here? Are we talking Open or are we talking Masters? I can't see him missing the cut at the Masters. I really can't see him missing the cut at the Masters. I think he's going to be one of the ones that is going to be up there, 100%, and I picked him to win. Steve Brown put, would be great to see a European Tour winner. Hatton has had the game. Casey's good. Casey's in great form, winning recently, and he's playing very well at the moment. Yeah, I think if you look at Hatton as a European Tour standpoint or European player, Casey and Hatton have probably got to be, as well as obviously Rory falls into this category, our hottest players right now. And on that, like they're some of the ones that are hopefully going to perform well at the Masters, at the situations of the Ryder Cup. All these things, these are the players which you're going to call on. And Casey could have been bringing his little charm back for the Ryder Cup. Obviously, he's been there before. He's won there before. He's been on the back end of a loss there before. So he's one of those more experienced heads now if he made it into that team. So my winner for the Open, but get in those comments down below, guys. And if you're brand new to the channel, I would appreciate it. Hit the big red subscribe button and join this team. My pick for the Open Championship has got to be Dustin Johnson. I just feel like he's got everything. He's calm. He's under control. He's able to work his golf ball. low, high. I mean, we've seen him perform in all sorts of conditions. We've seen him perform on all sorts of stages. And I think this year we could sort of see a bit of a dominance from him in one of the majors, I think. I think potentially he could run away with one of them. It's a bold statement. It's a bold statement, everybody, but I really think he could. So my picks so far are Bryson for the Masters, Dustin for the Open. Okay, so Jamie goes, DJ has potential of a Grand Slam this year, so powerful. Although Hatton was majestic in his last win. Casey maybe, fancy a Brit for the Open. Dream would be Lee Westwood. I mean, that would literally be like the icing on the cake in his career. Lee Westwood in the last 3 to 4 years has probably played some of the best golf of his career. He might not agree with that, but in terms of results, in terms of being up there, in terms of consistency, he looks like he's so comfortable with his game that he hopefully, I mean, he's got a lot of bad memories, or a lot of memories to over kind of take the monkey off his back, in the sense of, if you think what he's always been known as like the bridesmaid, never quite getting there, never quite winning, it's hard for him to probably take that off his back. But maybe in the sense that he's won so much money now, he's got no pressure. He's literally playing for these titles, and that's probably the only pressure. I mean, that'd be Jamie. That'd be the dream to see him win. But I have to agree, DJ could potentially. I don't see it doing this. So I don't see him win the Masters, so because I've already picked Bryson. But I potentially think he could hold all four, similar to what Tiger did, at the same time. So potentially not in the same year, he could hold all four at some time in one go. I wouldn't put that past him. Powerful, majestic, short game, putting, all these facets to his game are on point. Okay, let's get into USPGA Championship. Now, what I find interesting about this, and the Open, obviously, as well, and the US Open, you can get local people that qualify. So what I mean by local people here, we have the same things for the Open Championship. You have local qualifying, regional qualifying. So any pro that's not potentially made it in through current ranking, they can play final qualifying and qualify for these events. So it really kind of opens up a dream story. Somebody to come out of the woodwork, somebody who potentially plays on Challenge Tour, potentially plays on the web.com tour, and really qualifies and throws himself into the mix. For the USPGA, I'm going to call that. I'm going to call the fact that somebody is going to qualify from the web.com or a good PGA Pro, because it's obviously they can get into them as well. And they're going to have a good event. One of them's going to finish top 25. Okay, you heard that here first. Yeah, you heard that here first. I don't know. I just feel that golf is on such a rise right now, and so many people are playing good golf, no matter kind of what level you play at. It opens up the possibilities for anything to happen. So we're getting some calls in for USPGA Championship. We've got Spieth, we've got Rory, we've got Xander, we've got Koepka. Who are you going with? Who are you going with in this instant? I don't know. This is a toughie. I'm trying not to pick the same person every single time. So spread my bets. So I think Xander Schauffele. Hopefully I'm pronouncing his name correctly there, everybody. I think Xander for the USPGA. Yeah, Xander. I'm going to agree with John there and go with Xander Schauffele. I'm probably not doing his name any justice at all right there. But yeah, I'm going to go for him for my USPGA Championship winner. Okay, the final major of the year. Well, not potentially the year. The US Open. Final one we've got to go off here. Who is our winner for this? So far, I've gone Bryson. I've gone DJ. I've gone Xander. We've got Morikawa, Cameron Champ. I mean, they're these guys that we've not even sort of mentioned here. If we look at the 15th, okay, 15th in the world right now, all the way up to 30th, these are the players. You got Hovland, you got Finau, you got Casey, you got Wolf, you got Fitzpatrick, Fleetwood, Matsuyama, Adam Scott, Oosthuizen, Ryan Palmer, Abraham Ancer, Kevin Kisner, Jochen Niemann, Rose. I mean, Cameron Smith as well. Like, he's got something glamorous about him and the Masters. How many times has he been close to winning it? I mean, I didn't even take that into account when we were thinking about the Masters. So I'm going to go for the US Open. I'm going to go for Koepka. I mean, I know he slipped all the way down to 12th in the kind of world golf rankings, but does that mean anything to him? Probably not. Does he have the swag? Does he think he's better than everybody else? Yes. So my 4 major championship winners for this year are Bryson, DJ, Xander, and then bringing up the rear, Brooks Koepka. That's what I'm going for. They are my top winners for this year. Jamie Oliver's put here, guys, what about Victor Hovland? I mean, do you know what? I don't know what I think about his game. Obviously, he's an extremely good player, extremely good golfer, and I think he's going to have potential to be in there for a Ryder Cup spot. But he came on the scene, and obviously he's done extremely well. I'm not discounting that. But all that hype around him, and potentially this is just the media getting behind this, he then hasn't sort of like fulfilled what I thought he would do. You know what I mean? Like, he hasn't sort of fulfilled everything that I thought he would do in his career today. I thought he would really come out the blocks, win a load of times, compete in the majors, potentially win a major. I guess we've been used to the likes of Brooks Koepka, the likes of Jordan Spieth, who we mentioned at the start of the show, and Rory McIlroy getting out the blocks, coming out quickly, and doing all those sort of things. So anytime that the media hypes somebody up like that, we potentially have sort of the same theory, we have the same thoughts, and we sort of probably expect the same things, and maybe that's not fair, but that's what I think. I don't think he's done as good as he should have done. So Hovland is a great talent, but maybe a bet this year for a major championship. Yeah, it's potential. What I think about this year is you're gonna have a lot of golfers that are gonna play a lot more, because at the end of this year, especially if they're European or American, because at the end of this year, you have the Ryder Cup. So all these people who potentially would take maybe 2 or 3 weeks off here, a week off there, they're going to probably play a lot more, especially for those events like now and towards the point of the cutoff of automatic qualification for the Ryder Cup, because there's going to be so many people that want to be up there, so many people that want to play in the Ryder Cup, especially that Ryder Cup that was being moved from last year to this year. And fingers crossed we have fans, because that's going to be absolutely class, having all those people. I just think of it in America. I've thought of it about when they played it in France at La Nationale. Apologies if you're American right now. But the atmosphere on the tee, the people chanting, the camaraderie between each team, when somebody holds a putt, high-fiving, when your teammate wins, whether it's either side, it's so much better with the fans being there. So fingers crossed. I hope the fans are there for the Ryder Cup this year. So Jamie's gone with his whole picks here. Masters, he's gone DJ. Open, he's gone Rory. USPGA, he's gone Spieth. US Open, he's gone Koepka. Get in those comments down below right now and put what your 4 are. Let's get them listed down there, and let's see if there's any sort of patterns that are kind of arising from everybody. Let's see if there's anybody kind of picking out DJ a few times, picking out Koepka, Rory. I just don't know if Rory's got it in him. Obviously, he's an unbelievable player and an unbelievable talent, but I don't know. I just don't see him having a major in him. Hopefully, I eat my words and he does win the Masters, but I just can't see it. I don't know what it is about it. I just can't see it. Do you think Tony Finau finally breaks through this year? Oh. No. I don't know. I'm guessing we're counting Joe. I'm guessing counting Tony Finau as breaking through as winning a major. I don't. I see him competing up there. I see him improving his world ranking. I see him getting into the top 10. I see him getting maybe the top 5 and really being one of them players. But I don't see him doing that through winning. I see him doing that through a lot of good, consistent golf, which many people would say is the way to sort of win. And if you knock on the door enough, that door will open. But I don't see him breaking through this year. No, I don't. I think he's an unbelievable player and have an unbelievable career today. He won multiple times on the PGA Tour, but I don't see him breaking through into that sort of major champion bracket. Do you, Joe? What do you think on that? Do you think he's got that potential to break through into that bracket, break through into that upper echelon of players who have won a major championship. I think it's a tough bracket to break into right now, with there being so much depth, with there being so many people that are capable of winning. So I think it's a toughie. Okay, guys. So before we Joe thinks he will win a major. Joe, what major are we going with then? If we think he's going to win a major, what one? I mean, I'd love to. I've got nothing against Tony Finau. I think he's an unbelievable player. All I think of is when he was running down at the Masters and then he had to crack his ankle back in. But yeah, I'd be interested to know what major you think. Jason Day comeback. Isn't it interesting? Like, he went through that period of just really not playing. And then that period of where he turned up at a major and just seems just turn up at the majors and was awesome. I don't know. Is he going to be fit enough? Is he going to be able to stay fit enough for long enough to make a comeback? Will he perform well at some of the majors? Yeah, because he's done it before and he's a very, very good golfer. But I don't know. I don't see a comeback coming. I don't see him staying fit enough for long enough, and whether he wants to. Maybe he's happy just sort of doing what he's doing right now and doing the whole kind of playing a few events here and there. I think he's probably been playing a lot more recently, but yeah, I don't see a comeback from Jason Day. Might be a bit harsh and might be a bit brutal, that. So Joe said, fair enough. He has potential, but I'm not sure. Is it this year, even given a talent around him? The Andy Cummings said, awesome player. I'm with Jamie. John said, what about Fowler? Will he get back to his best? Now, Fowler, I think, sort of falls into that same bracket of what I think of Hovland, but obviously a bit longer down the road, over a longer scope. Fowler came out as this wonder kid, and don't get me wrong, he's an unbelievable career to date, but hasn't probably fulfilled the media's potential that they thought of him. He hasn't probably fulfilled his own potential. So my answer to that question, we'll get back to his best. Yeah, I think he'll have a good performance this year. I think he'll have a good performance in a couple of the majors. I think he'll have a good performance at the Open. He's played well in Scotland. He's won in Scotland on the European Tour. I think it's the Scottish Open, which is a week before, maybe 2 weeks before the Open. And he's won that, and he's played well in the wind. He's played well in the rain, and he's definitely a golfer that has the ability to work his golf ball, like all the good players do. But yeah, so I think he has a good performance at the Open this year. Whether that's getting back to his full best, I hope it is, because he's a great talent. The thing I think is, and Steve, on that, one thing I think about Ricky Fowler is at Cobra and Puma, he's sort of this like wonder kid, and he was like all the attention and the marketing was around him, and obviously being a young lad playing golf, and now that's sort of changed. Like, he's not their kind of angel child anymore, so to speak. He's sort of put to sort of back here around Bryson, and Bryson's sort of their lead person right now. Maybe that's knocked his confidence. Just sort of thinking. I don't know what you think around that. Okay, putting is there. What about the postman? He's got to be in the Ryder Cup, hasn't he? Surely. He's got to be in the Ryder Cup. He has missed the Ryder Cup. You know what? I can't wait for the year. And this is hopefully a long time away. Hopefully he does play this year and he plays a few more. When he is a Ryder Cup captain, which he will be at some point, he is like a Ryder Cup god. Where Ian Poulter will be the captain, it will be unbelievable. His emotion, he'll be literally trying to play the shots at everybody in terms of emotionally draining himself. So I don't know. I hope he has a great year, Andy. I'd love to see him in the Ryder Cup. That's all. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. So Jamie let's put it here. DJ will win one major. Can someone argue with that? Jamie, no, I can't argue with that. I think DJ is going to win one major. JT is getting culture cancelled. It's crap. Take the microphones off the green. No need for them. Yeah, I think JT's finding it hard to come back from that whole thing, isn't he? That whole issue that he had when he got heard saying what he said. And he's going to find it hard to come back from that. He's definitely knocked his confidence. He's lost sponsors, potentially lost earnings. And it's hard. You see it. potentially even when it affected Tiger, when he was in that situation where he lost some sponsors because, and think of him, he was in his pomp at that time. He was one of the best players, or if not the best player of his generation, and it's still that, and that's affected him. So yeah, it's a toughie. It's a real toughie. So we're all going to be in agreeing right here that DJ will win one of the majors, definitely. I mean, you'd be stupid not to think that. You'd be stupid not to think of that. So guys, get in those comments down below. Get in those comments down below. I'd love to know anything that you want to know about your game, any videos that you want to see coming up on the channel. Be absolutely fantastic to hear. So yeah, get in those comments, guys, because tomorrow we're doing some more filming and getting some content that are going to help you improve your game, short game, some long game, downswing, how the body moves. I've got some really good stuff coming up this week. So let me give you a bit of a sight of what you've got looking forward to this week on the channel. So we've got about the squat move. We've got about how you release the golf club. We've got about how you hinge the golf club in the backswing, some secrets to driving, and I think this is a really good one. A missing link in your golf swing. So what are the missing links in your golf swing? These things are things that are going to cost you yards, cost you accuracy, and that big word, consistency. And no matter what level of golf you're at, if you're brand new and you're watching this, we all want consistency. We all want to be able to play, not at our best all the time, but around a good level all the time. It'd be interesting to see how about green reading books. Neil, I tell you what, next week, next Sunday, I have one. So I'll bring it on. I will bring it on, and we'll discuss if we think they're good, the bad, the change in the game, or what we think about them. So Neil, I will bring a green reading book on for next week. Steve put, how long should a club fitting take? I've only had one fitting, and it was a very poor experience. So I would say you're probably looking just for a set of irons in terms of time, probably about an hour, because they have to get your length, have to get the right lie, have to get the right shaft. You then have to get the right grip. You then have to try it on different heads, what one likes. Do you like the look of it? Because different heads will perform differently and give you different ball flights. So I would say roughly around an hour would be potentially a good experience. And I would say if you're hitting that into a net, you potentially then want to be able to take that outside. I would never, ever, ever buy a set of irons just hitting them into the net, period. I'm telling you that right now, everybody. If they can give you one to take and hit and see the ball flight in person. I've been in an experience where I've been fitted inside and taken that golf club outside, and I found it very, very hard to trust that club. So yeah, I would definitely say, Steve, if you can buy a set of golf clubs after you've taken them outside, that is a good thing. Beginner golf put, I'm writing, keep dragging it left. Should I adjust my aim, or is something that I can fix it? So, I mean, if you're on the golf course, this is what I think. If you've got on the golf course and all day off the tee, you're dragging it a little bit left, I would aim a little bit up the right wing as an intermediate fix. You've got to play with what you've got sometimes on that day. So I would then treat that as a kind of sort of an intermediate fix. But yeah, there's something you can definitely do. I'd be looking at grip for one. Is it a little bit too strong? Are there too many knuckles showing on my left hand? Is my right palm pointing to the sky? And then if you can, get a video from down the line, hand height, hand position left and right. This potentially will mean you've got a little bit of an out to in path for the face that's pointing a little bit left, if it's just going straight left, that is. So yeah, I would definitely say you've got to be able to manage your game and what you've got on the day and then go from there. Alex, have you met Rick Shields? And what do you think about him? I love his channel. Jamie is unbelievable. I think the work that he's done right now in terms of the Mind charity, the money he's raised is absolutely fantastic. So hats off to him. That is really, really good. He's using what he's done, and he's the biggest at it for a good cause. So I think that's absolutely fantastic. Paul Malone, JT got a raw deal, dude. I hope he gets another major this year. Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult one, isn't it? He shouldn't have said what he said. It's difficult. Carlo Gold, sorry to hear that again. But the lawnmower drill changed my backswing drastically. Hands down, this drill is pure gold. Carlo, thank you so much for that. Guys, go and check out the lawnmower drill. It was about turning the shoulders in the backswing. So it'd be on my channel under the video section, under the Improve Your Golf playlist. Carlo said it really helped him, potentially will really help you too. Stephen Brown said, thanks, Alex. Great tip about using the outside wall. That one. A lot of really good reaction on that one. Really good. what's in the bag this year, Alex? So I will be getting fitted. Well, I'm hoping that in the UK, obviously, we get announced that we're going back to golf very soon, hopefully, potentially around March time, and I will be getting fitted. So I'll have the rad speed in, definitely in the driver, have the rad speed in the fairway woods and hybrids. I will do a video of me getting fitted on the whole thing. But irons, I don't know. I'm currently using one length if you all follow the channel closely. But will I be carrying using one length? I'm definitely going to try, I don't mean this badly, go away from one length just to see if I'm missing anything. But I've used one length now for 3 years and really, really liked it. So potentially that change going back will be hard. So, yeah, it's good. It's going to be an interesting one. So I don't really know what's in the bag this year. But as soon as I know everybody, I will be doing a video and you will all know. You'll probably all know before me. Andy said, Alex, great video with you and Chris Ryan. Has he helped you? Be get ready for the Open? Definitely. The online lesson, and guys, you can go and check out that video of Chris giving me an online lesson. I only sort of use a sneak peek of that. Chris sent me 2 really long videos and really, really fantastic advice. Swing is feeling much better. I went to him saying, look, I feel like I've got a 2-in miss with driver. I'm fearing it going off to the left. And yeah, I don't feel ready right now. I've entered open qualifying. I will be entering open qualifying. So yeah, we'll see. We will see. Fingers crossed that I'll be ready to at least play well and get through the first stage, and then we'll see what happens there. I definitely feel like the reason why I said I'm taking the video, I'm really enjoying my golf. I feel like I'm playing good golf, so I feel like it'll be silly not to sort of take that on. Jamie said, beginning of episode amazing. We'll get camera out and take a look at that. Perfect. Yeah, and if you've got any questions, guys, on Facebook group, Simple Golf Tips, fire them questions in there, fire your swings in there. I'll have a look at them on there. So there's loads of options for you to get some help from me in terms of like instruction for your game. Josh Kinder said, golf back the 8th of March. Is this true or is this a rumor? I hope it's true. Please be true. Please be true. Guys, okay. Last question here. Do you use any distance in one length on your 4 to 6 iron? What I would say is no. And I want to say is to most people, if you're fearing that, you've got to think, how often do you strike those 6 to kind of 4 iron right out the middle? If you can then strike those golf clubs more out the middle more often, then potentially you're going to see that distance not be lost. You've got to think strike is king or queen in all of this. If you can get a better strike more often, then you're going to hit it further a lot more often. So no, I don't. I really think that they're really good for everybody to give a try. At least give them a try. Jamie, I wish. Imagine that. Imagine that. I think there are a lot more golfers that are better than me ahead of me. Just to get there will be unbelievable. Just to get there will be unbelievable. Guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. So you wanted to know about the BGM putter grips. If you head over to my Facebook group, Simple Golf Tips, I'll leave the link down below in the description here. You can last minute chance to enter for number 1. And all the winners will be announced on there tomorrow. So I'll do the draw on there tomorrow. I'll give you all the winners. I just wanted to say thank you so much to everybody that's giving me the support. If you're enjoying all the videos, thank you. I would appreciate if you could share them with as many people as you can. Helps me, helps the channel grow. And I want to get up there. I want to be one of the biggest YouTube channels. So, and I need your support to do it. So guys, thank you so much. We'll see you live next Sunday. Loads of tips between now and then. Have a great week, everybody. Thank you so much.